Alright, so welcome back to another lesson. So in our lesson today, you're going to have a look at when you enter a trade, how to determine whether the premise is still valid, but also how to identify strength against the position, and if that's the case, how to, as they call it in the worn-out cliche, cut your losses short. And a lot of you have heard me say, well, that's all well and good. Let your winners run. Cut your losses short. But no one tells you, well, how on earth do I do that? Let me show you how you cut your losses short. All right. So there's a trade from this week that didn't work out. So let's jump in and have a look, folks. All right. So on my chart, on my screen, is New Zealand dollar. So we had strength here and a pause. This was worth a breakout entry through here. New Zealand dollar. So drill down to the 4 hour. So here was our V reversal strength. Nice pullback and a nice breakout. Okay. So here was our entry through here. So the entry actually got triggered. We were looking at this originally, originally to break here. So the maximum stop was down here. All right, so this is important to note. So maximum stop in this region. Now, we got the breakout. Nice structure through here. We got the breakout. It went +7, which is really, I consider that just a push through resistance and a shakeout. So that would have been okay had price kept and held the previous bar and held the 20 period. So the fact, when we look at this particular bar, when this closed, we've got our bearish outside engulfing bar. All right, this is not good. This is not what we want to see. So you can see clearly we've broken the low. We're into the 20 period. This is not ideal at all. So if you've taken a position through here, you can exit part of your, now remember, here's our maximum stop through the swing here. If this is broken, we don't expect it to pull back into this area. If it does, we don't expect it to pull back in here hard. So one of the areas you can start knocking your position out is under the previous bar, if it's trending, so there. So you might have, say, taken 25% of your position off here. When we had the bars closed like this is not what we want to see. Unless we get a immediate push through here that really just shows us a shakeout both sides. When we don't get a follow through like that, we have to be thinking that this bar here has got potency. And when we look at the volume as well, it's high volume, so something's going on here. So another area would be a break under the low of this bar. In other words, we're getting follow through. So this bar in itself shows strength against the position. This is not what we want to see, not what we should see. But because it's Forex, we could be dealing with a shakeout, we need to give it a little bit of opportunity. So we've already identified one area to get out, the second area to get out. Now, the third area, we've got a legitimate swing through here where we could raise the stop once it broke. So we could raise the stop there. So even if you got one exit here, two exit here, and you left the rest and gave it a little bit of an opportunity, 3, and we've averaged Well, even if we took, let's say we took 33% at each exit, our average here is in this vicinity here. So here's our average, here's our entry, here's our original stop, here was even the raised stop once it broke. So we can see the difference here as against the original stop and even the raised stop. We can see by exiting our position when it looks no good and the premise is failing, we can clearly see, and if we just look, eyeball this, here's the original, so original stop loss. Here we can see that that would have been 50%. So if this is 1R loss, here we would have taken 0.5. Pretty good. Even at this stop here, we've raised our stop up. You can see we've really, at this point here, based on this trailing stop, we've taken about 67% of this push to here. Right? So when a trade fails, or the premise fails, it's no longer valid, this is how we start to scale out of a position. Right? So when they say to you, cut your losses short, now you know how to do it. Okay? Hope that helps, folks. See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.